What's up, everybody? This is Jordan Morrison with episode 38 of It Is What It Is. And I have grown men calling me a jackass on TikTok. So I'm doing something right. It literally makes me laugh and it makes me feel sorry for those people, but I'm kind of addicted to it. I think there's something very heartwarming about getting people so riled up on the internet that they take time to type and send a comment to someone they don't know. And I think it's hilarious. So shout out to the guy who just called me a jackass. Because I kind of am. And he's right. So I'm like, that's why it stuck with me. And, maybe I'll see him at a bar one day and I can prove to him that I am a jackass. So keep an eye out for me, my guy. With that being said, I've been very happy lately. I have been trying to ride it out. I've been enjoying it because there are highs and there are lows, and I'm just thankful to be stoked right now. And I feel like there's been a lot of really cool happy accidents lately in my life. I've always said this, I'm the luckiest person that I know, and happy accidents are one of my favorite things. And I love being able to identify a happy accident. For example, when I was in St. Martin, I went hiking with my stepdad one morning on an island. It's like a preserve, so there's nothing out there. It's a small little island, and we wanted to catch the sunrise on the GoPro. We wanted to see if we could get it on camera. So we hike, and he's yelling at me. He's like, "Jordan, quick!" Like we had turned the corner around a rock. He's like, "Jordan, quick! The sun's coming up." So I set up my GoPro and I go sit on the rock, the ledge, right in front. And it just so happened, a happy accident. I couldn't have tried to do this if I wanted to. I got the frame so perfectly with the sunset that you see me go boop, right here on the rock, right in the upper right-hand corner of the frame. And I think it's the coolest happy accident. I think it's really fun. And when I'm making music, even today, I'm working on one of my favorite songs to date. And I had a little happy accident with some vocals and some alignment stuff. And I'm like, yo, this is kind of fire. And I'm super stoked on that too. So happy accidents, they're dope. I love being able to identify them and appreciate them. And again, I'm the luckiest person I know. I feel like things that don't work out for me end up making my life better. Things that do work out for me make my life better. And I'm very appreciative of that. And some other things that I appreciate lately, one of my favorite artists, Mike, he has a private subscription thing for he releases music a little bit early, and he's dropping absolute fire on there. It's grouped, only Steve's grouped. Look it up, subscribe. It's $9 a month, and it's some of the best music out there right now. It's so good. In my opinion, it's so good. So check it out. It just makes you feel good. And people ask me and they're like, "Oh, what kind of music does he make? What kind of music do you want to make?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's kind of hard to describe. I don't know what you would call it because it's such a cool sound." So only Steve's is where it's at. And it just feels good to listen to good music, and it really makes me want to make my music better. And on a separate note, I've been impatient about being good at this endeavor of making music, and I want to love it and I want to be good at it, and that's a tough balance. But I am working on some of the coolest music that I've made to date. I'm really excited to share it with you guys. I think it'll be really cool. So yeah, this week's been cool. It's been a bunch of happy accidents. Feels really good to be on my schedule. It feels really good to be working out, making music, working, hanging out with friends. It's just, I'm very appreciative. It's a really cool vibe. So I hope you're experiencing the same thing. I hope you are having a good time. I hope you are soaking up the moments that make life worth it, because, that's what we got. That's what we're here for. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to be a jackass that has good times, and I couldn't ask for anything better. So, it feels good. It feels good to be doing my podcast, making music and doing my thing. So that has really been what's going on this week for me. I had like an idea. I guess it's not really an idea. I guess I had like I had an epiphany, maybe you would call it, or a realization. I had a realization, and it was around Elon Musk and Twitter and some of the stuff that's going on. So let me give you a little background in case you don't know. The government was censoring speech on Twitter. It's just a fact. And Twitter was bought by Elon Musk, and Elon Musk exposed this censorship. So whether you like it or not, it's a fact. The government was doing us dirty on Twitter and was getting rid of people that they didn't like. They were censoring them. They were telling the government agencies, such as like Dr. Fauci and the FBI, were telling Twitter, and they were like, yo, turn this account off, deflate this account, make sure that like this doesn't get seen, yada, yada, yada. And it's all documented. Twitter's putting it out there. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I don't know where you've been the last couple of years. But anyways, Elon owns Twitter. And something that I've noticed that Elon is doing on Twitter is he's doing a lot of voting on Twitter to decide what is going to happen. And since he bought Twitter and is cleaning up Twitter, I believe what Elon's play here is he is going to make voting on Twitter the norm and so secure and trustworthy that he's making a play to have voting in America done on Twitter. I think that's what Elon's doing. I think he's taking all of these polls, such like adding Alex Jones back on Twitter. I think polls like that are just increasing the trust and the likelihood that eventually Elon's going to campaign to have Twitter be a live action, in time, real feed for voting on issues that Americans are dealing with. Because I've said for a long time, why am I voting and sending my votes to some congressperson for them to decide how, our lives play out when we can just vote in real time? And I think Elon is working to solve that solution. So I don't know, could be wrong, but I know Elon's always doing cool stuff, and I hope he's got quality intentions and fair intentions and all that good stuff. But we'll see. I think it'd be pretty cool. I think we do need to figure something out in terms of our voting system. I think that there's something broken there, and it would be cool to find a better quality solution. So who knows? Maybe Elon's trying to pull that off. And while I was thinking about Elon buying Twitter, I was thinking about money, and I was thinking about how money definitely puts, there's a price on what you can afford to buy and what you can afford to experience. And as I was thinking about, hey, like if you have more money, you can buy more experiences, you can buy more things. But if you can't afford to appreciate the experiences that you currently have, and you can't afford to, be thankful for those and really just be happy about what you do have, you're never going to have enough money to buy happiness. And I know that is said in a million different ways, but I really am experiencing it lately. I'm trying to just slow down, and I'm trying to remember that I don't need more. I just need to appreciate more. And when I am appreciating more, I feel much more like myself. I feel much happier and more thankful. So don't forget to be kind to yourself. Don't forget to appreciate yourself and what you're doing for you, because it is important. I was telling a buddy a couple weeks ago, I was like, hey man, try everything and enjoy trying everything, because if you don't know what you want to do, there's no wrong answer. Try to draw, watch a YouTube video on how to draw, start learning how to draw, and you may hate it, but you drew something and you learn that drawing ain't your thing. But just enjoy trying more stuff. That's worked for me lately. I've been trying more things. I've been I've been happy with failing, and I've been happy with not being good at something, and it's tough and it's embarrassing, but I'm telling you, it's where it's at. It really is helpful. And I think that, I think you'll end up finding out that you are capable of a lot more than you give yourself credit for. So, people are like, you have a podcast, you make music, like I had somebody tell me you're edgy. And I was like, oh, what's up? But, I forgot where I'm going with that point. I'm sure it wasn't great, but try some stuff, do some things. It'll all be okay. And to the point about money, how I was saying, like, money, buys you experiences or whatever. A thought I had off of that was, I grew up poor. Like I wasn't wasn't dirt poor, but I grew up just in a middle class, family that was struggling. I grew up, I had divorced parents, and I remember a lot of people. Well, I remember a lot of my friends didn't really have divorced parents until maybe they were older. It started getting more common, but when I was young, it really seemed like, outside of my immediate family, that there wasn't tons of divorces. And now it's pretty normal. Like, when I talk to somebody that their parents are together, I'm like, whoa, what is that like? But I was thinking back to when I was a kid, growing up poor and everything. It wasn't that poor. I had everything I needed, and my parents always looked out for me and my brother, and we, like I said, we had everything we needed. But I know it was tough at times, and I was thinking about how when my parents were divorced, people would always tell me or my brother or whatever, they would say hey, it's not your fault. It's not your fault that your parents got divorced, and it's not because of you. You didn't do anything. And I never felt that way. I never felt like it was my fault. I never felt like I did anything wrong. I always thought that was kind of odd. And what I do remember, and what I want to share, if there's, any kids that are going through a divorce or whatever, or if you just think about, your childhood with divorced parents, something that I constantly struggled with was, hey, my parents, the two people that I came from, they didn't work out. They're not compatible emotionally, whatever, for a relationship, and they're not good together. And they had me, and I came from those two people. So what does that make me, And that was something that I struggled with for a long time. I wasn't sure if I was the right combination of, of genes and people and love and all that kind of stuff, because, my parents didn't work out. So I'm a product of them. And I just want to let anyone, any kid or any person who might also feel that way, hey, I know it's not my fault, but I got dealt this, and what does that make me? You are capable of anything, of being anyone, of becoming anyone, and you are your own person. So never forget that. Never forget that you can make your own choices. You can break family habits or your habits. You can do that, and you can make decisions for yourself. And I know that sounds simple and maybe silly, but it's been really important to me in the last couple of years. And I hope that makes sense. Hope that I put that correctly. And you know what? I hope that helps somebody out there who might be feeling the same way. So with all that being said, that's about as serious as I'm going to get this evening, but I really do appreciate all the support. I had some friends reach out from the last episode, and that means the world to me. So thank y'all very much for that. I have been staying away from Broadway. That place it's a madhouse. And if you're looking for a good time, come see me in Nashville. Let's set it up. I would love to do that. Still kicking around what to do for my 30th birthday, but it is what it is. That's That's everything that I got for you. And I hope to hear from you soon. Hit my email, hit my phone. I want to give you a shout out on the podcast. And I miss you dearly. I'll talk to you soon. This was episode 38, and I'll see you soon. Bye.